Welcome to our channel. Red flags for Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis relationship from our relationship experts. Trying to parse celebrity relationships can be an unpredictable spectator sport, where some seem destined to fail from the outset. Others, like all the green flags between Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes, become enshrined in our hearts as couple goals. Then there are duos like actors Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, whose transition from on-screen couple to real-life spouses makes us want to believe in the power of romance. However, the road to marital bliss hasn't always run smoothly for Kutcher and Kunis. Kunis was only 14 to Kutcher's 19 when they met on the set of That 70s Show in 1998, an age difference that adds a retrospective ick factor to their constant on-screen makeouts. And while there may have been a spark of something by the time the show ended, both stars were busy following independent dating lives, including Kutcher's 8-year marriage to ghost actress Demi Moore. All told, Kutcher and Kunis had known each other for 14 years before they finally began exploring a romantic relationship in 2012. Since then, they've welcomed 2 children and been admired as a Hollywood power couple. But is their relationship as solid as it first appears? To find out more, Glam spoke exclusively to 2 professionals in the field: Susan Trombetti, matchmaker and CEO of Exclusive Matchmaking, and behavior and relationship expert Patrick Wanis, PhD, author of Get Over Your Ex Now. These professionals explained some telltale signs of trouble in the Kutcher-Kunis partnership. People grow and change, so the idea of once a cheater, always a cheater may not hold true. Still, cheating is a red flag that demands close attention in future relationships. For instance, Susan Trombetti pointed at Ashton Kutcher's history of infidelity as a persistent warning sign in his current marriage to Mila Kunis. Who can forget him cheating on Demi Moore on their anniversary? Trombetti reminded Glam. Kutcher was married to Moore between 2005 and 2013, and according to Moore's memoir, he cheated on her at least twice. Whatever arrangements that he and Demi shared and agreed on prior didn't include this for sure, Trombetti observed, as evidenced by how physically devastated and hurt Demi was. Trombetti further pointed out that Kutcher even lied to other women entangled in this love triangle, assuring one, falsely, that he and Moore were separated. As of 2024, there's no indication that Kutcher has been unfaithful to Kunis. But the real crux here is Kutcher's lack of trustworthiness and pattern of lying, both of which are bona fide relationship killers. How can we believe in any relationship he has? Trombetti questioned. It might be easier to swallow if Kutcher had shown any signs of changing his ways or pursuing clear personal growth. But Trombetti observed, he rushed into things with Mila so soon after his divorce. That's definitely no time wasted in processing such behavior or changing as a person. Healthy relationships require mutual respect, which has been a fundamental component of the romance between Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. As Patrick Wanis pointed out to Glam, Ashton Kutcher cites his admiration for Mila as the impetus for falling in love with her and accelerating their relationship. While this sounds like a good thing, the loss of that respect could pose a serious red flag. Losing respect and admiration for each other erodes the bond and love for each other, explained Wanis. Unfortunately, the couple's mutual admiration may be waning. In a 2021 appearance on Hot Ones, Kunis slammed Kutcher for comments made during his own appearance on the program. Kunis first fact-checked Kutcher's preparation for the role of Steve Jobs in Jobs, which involved extreme and unhealthy measures. Kunis remarked, "He's downplaying it. He was so dumb he only ate grapes at one point. It's so stupid. We ended up in the hospital twice with pancreatitis. It was really dumb." While honesty between sweethearts can be refreshing, this is an awfully blunt way to talk about your hubby on camera. And Kunis wasn't finished raking Kutcher over the coals. She also called him a liar about getting rid of his That 70s Show wardrobe, shouting at her husband as he waited off-screen. These comments were delivered with a smile, but even seemingly harmless jokes can be signs of problematic behavior or more deeply rooted relationship issues. The romance between Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis escaped reproach for a long time despite Kutcher's rocky history with Demi Moore. However, outrage erupted over the couple's role in the trial of former That 70s Show co-star Danny Masterson, putting a new spotlight on Kutcher, Kunis, and their life together. Masterson was convicted of 2 rapes, earning him a sentence of 30 years in prison. Kutcher and Kunis, among others, wrote letters supporting Masterson's character in hopes of lightening this sentence. As Patrick Wanis explained to Glam, Ashton and Mila were united in writing their letter to the judge to show leniency towards their friend Danny Masterson. When the letter became public, there was a large outcry and criticism of Ashton and Mila. In turn, they released an apology video. Copies of the video are still circulating on YouTube. But while issuing a quick apology seems like the right first step, Wanis points to the video as cloaking some deeper red flags for the couple. It did not seem to me that Mila was speaking from her heart on such a critical issue, Wanis told Glam, suggesting there might be a rift in the couple's values and response to crisis. In the long run, such dissonance could create more severe fissures in the relationship. As Wanis summed up, they need to beware of being divided on issues that truly matter. For all couples, celebrity or otherwise, retaining some individuality and meaningful interests outside the relationship is important. Unfortunately for Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, the fallout from their letters during the Danny Masterson trial has also impacted their external sources of fulfillment. Following the hue and cry, both actors felt compelled to leave their roles at the anti-sex trafficking nonprofit Thorn. Ashton and Mila both resigned from their positions in the organization that Ashton co-founded to stop child sex abuse and trafficking, Patrick Wanis detailed to Glam. This loss may have been particularly difficult for Kutcher to bear. His position as board chair was truly significant to him. My concern is that Ashton has subsequently lost something that gave his life meaning and purpose beyond acting or producing entertainment. Missing that crucial sense of purpose could put a strain on Kutcher and, by proxy, his relationship with Kunis. As Wanis warned, possibly being lost without a rudder and a goal of passionate significance, Ashton and Mila's marriage could greatly suffer and be negatively affected. In other words, Kutcher and Kunis may need to redirect their passion and fulfillment somewhere else or risk long-term damage to their overall happiness. Meaning and purpose are the motivation to arise every day and live a fulfilling life, Wanis emphasized to Glam. Without those cornerstones, it could spell trouble for happiness in the Kutcher-Kunis household. There's no shame in forming parasocial relationships with your favorite stars, but how well do you really know them? In the wake of the Danny Masterson trial, fans have contended with doubts about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis' authenticity. Trombetti shared some hints about public sentiment following the debacle and what it may indicate about Kunis and Kutcher's romance. For one thing, the duo's video apology has been divisive. Susan Trombetti called it a half-hearted attempt at an apology and pointed out that it had to be awful and devastating for the victims to see. Echoing other responses, the matchmaker suggested that Kutcher and Kunis came across as self-serving, insincere, and as if they were just trying to save their reputation. This is a far cry from the image of genuine sweethearts that the couple had previously cultivated and naturally calls into question how much of their public life is reliable. A disconnect between public persona and personal life can be a huge relationship red flag. Not to mention that such a visible fall from grace would put pressure on any couple. Being a hypocrite is just an example of how you can't trust who they really are. Actions speak louder than words, Trombetti observed. In other words, while it may seem that all's well from an outsider's perspective, We don't really know Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, or the true state of their relationship.